crafty friends. Welcome to From the Cup to the Hook conversation number 7. Thank you for coming back to my channel. Thank you for allowing me the opportunity to come to your homes today and spend some time with you. So, what's up? What's new? What's going on with you this week? How are things changing or evolving in your life and where you live with this whole corona apocalypse, so to speak? So tell me where you're at and tell me some of the changes that you're noticing. Again, as I've shared before, I live in the state of South Carolina, and some of the things that we have noticed, my husband went to Walmart about 6 days ago, and he actually had to wait outside for a few minutes before he could go inside because they actually are monitoring how many folks are actually in the store at one given time. And so he had to actually wait for someone to exit before he could enter. And instead of being able to actually go in and out the same doors, because you know how people do that, they now have them barricaded off where you have to go in one door and you have to come out another door. So you're not actually passing one another like this. And then we were in Food Lion a couple days ago, which is one of our local grocery stores, and they actually had circles on the floor by the registers, and they were spaced 6 feet apart. So you were supposed to stand one person on that circle, and of course, you know, it's projected to keep you 6 feet from the other person. And the cashier, my husband and I were actually kind of sharing a circle, and there was a customer in front of us that was actually at the register, and we were next, and she actually asked us to break up, that, you know, it's one person per circle. And so we kind of laughed, and I think she was just trying to do that whole social distancing thing. So then we got up to the register when it was our turn, and she said one person at a time. And so we're like, well, we're together. And like, she asked if we were married, and I'm like, we are. And she's like, oh, okay. She goes, well, I guess you live in the same home, it's okay. I said, and we drove in the same car. But I respected her. She was a young girl in her early 20s, and I respected her trying to do her job. And so we actually complimented her. So, and hopefully she's not having too many people give her a hard time over that. What else have we noticed? Some stores are putting up plexiglass so that there's a plexiglass between you and the employee. And then we've noticed in a couple drive-thrus that they have a half shield plexiglass, meaning that there is plexiglass between you and the employee, but there's a little bit of an open space at the bottom in order for money transactions and food to be handed, you know, out under. And most people are wearing masks and gloves. I would say 7 out of 10 folks have masks on, and probably half of that 7 you'll see wearing actual gloves. And it is interesting, the different things that people use to mask their face. So I don't want to say it's hilarious, because there's nothing hilarious about any part of this, but it's definitely interesting. But nonetheless, it's also somewhat troublesome trying to comprehend and wrap our brains around this new world, this new environment, this transition that we're going through. So I am recording on the hour, and I am enjoying the fresh air. So I have the doors in, well, not like the doors, but I have a closed-in porch, and I have that door from the house to the porch open and some windows. So I have two churches, like literally almost, you know, I don't know, maybe 200-300 feet away from my house. And so you might hear the church bells ringing since it's the top of the hour. So if so, hopefully you'll enjoy them and they won't be disruptive. But if you hear that, that's what it is. So yeah, let me know, where are you from and what are some of the biggest changes that you're seeing in your town right now, city, in light of the COVID-19. I know boredom is creeping in, and so I'm hoping and praying that the material that I'm bringing to you is creative and interesting and something that you want to be a part of and something you want to do to help keep your mind and your hands busy. Some of you are at home and you're homeschooling your kids right now because the schools are closed down for the rest of the year in most places. And for some of you, this is a big challenge. For some of you, this is the last thing that you ever would have wanted to encounter. But at the end of the day, your kids need you. They need their education. And as hard and confusing as it is for us to wrap our minds around this, imagine what those young minds are trying to embrace right now. The world is so unlike anything that they know, and some of them, just can't comprehend why they can't go to school, why they can't see their teacher, why they can't see their friends, why they can't ride the school bus. And certainly this whole doing school online is a very probably new and scary thing for some students and parents. So definitely rely on your educational resources and find other families that you can use to pull together and be a moral support to one another, especially when times are kind of frustrating and the kids are not in school, so it's probably harder to get them to sit down and stay focused. So let me know if there's something that I can do in our time together that you feel might be something that your children would like to learn how to do, or if I could do a special project above and beyond our Monday, Wednesday, Friday times together that would be geared more towards them. Even though my channel isn't necessarily geared toward children, it's not inappropriate that children couldn't watch it. But let me know. I am here for you in any way that I can. We are going to get through this and we're going to do it together. You are not alone. None of us are alone. And I encourage you to make sure you find that one person that you continually check in on, but also use them for moral support and encouragement, especially when you start going crazy or you really need something to do because you're on your 10th trip to the refrigerator and you're really not hungry, but you're just bored. So let me know how I can help. Let me know what I can bring to you to not only occupy your hands, but maybe to occupy your mind. So, all right, moving along. What's in your cup today? What are you drinking? For me, I am drinking something that I think the last time I had might have been almost a year ago when my girlfriend and I went to Myrtle Beach for the Women of Joy conference. And it is a McDonald's coffee. I want to give a little shout out to McDonald's and say thank you, because right now they are offering breakfast during breakfast time and cheeseburgers, fish sandwich, during the non-breakfast hours to all healthcare workers and first responders. And so I greatly appreciate what you are doing to say thank you to us. They're actually doing it from April 22nd, so it started a couple days ago, and it's going till May 5th. And so all we have to do is show our badge, and they will give us a breakfast or a dinner, depending on the time of day. So when I got off work this morning, I went through and was able to get a bacon, egg, and cheese biscuit, but I also got my coffee, and so it's good. So, this is my favorite part. What are your busy hooks up to? What are you working on? For some of you, hopefully, we finished our hoodies, and here is mine over here in the background. And I will be sure in this video to include some close-up pictures of it. I do have some in the actual final hoodie video, but I will put some in this video right here, so that, or right here, so that you can see them and see how it turned out a little bit up close. If I thought about it, I could have brought my mannequin over here, but I'll just conclude those pictures. So what are you working on? What has kept your little hooks busy? Whether it be the hoodie or something that you have chosen to work on, or a subscription box that you've gotten, let me know. What are you working on? So the things that I'm working on, let me first tell you what I'm not working on. My socks. I do not have anything more to show you on the socks because I have not progressed any further with them, other than the fact that I frogged it. Because I didn't really like the way it was turning out. So I don't think there was something wrong with the pattern. So I'm not saying that. The pattern I'm following is Ashley from Lether Co. The pattern is fine. Because it was my first sock that I've ever made besides a little tiny baby sock, I don't think I was doing it correctly. And I think it was more to do with my tension. And the stitch was a little bit unusual. It was a stitching that I had never done before. We were skipping a stitch, double crocheting, and then going back to the skip stitch and doing a single crochet. And that was continuously around the sock. And so my tension was a little bit not so great. So I decided to frog it, and I'm going to start over doing the same pattern. So maybe by next week, I will have something to finally show you on the socks. Let's hope. But moving forward on the hoodie for my oldest son, I had already shown you last week that I had completed the back side of his hoodie. I'm so in love with these grays. Oh, he did such a good choice picking out grays for his. While he's not seen this, he doesn't know that I got a variegated gray. So it's really a light gray, charcoal gray, but he's not seen this. He just said he wanted gray. And so that was the back side, and I have completed the front side. And of course they look pretty much the same. And I'm currently working on the sleeve, and that's as far as I've gotten. So, but hey, I did a whole front side and started a sleeve since we were together last Friday, so that's pretty good. Also, besides Isaac's hoodie and frogging the sock, I have been working on 2 projects that will be coming up in our Wednesday on the Hook. And the first one, let me see real quick if I can show you a picture, is the one starting next week. And so we are supposed to be revealing that. And actually, I'm going to wait and reveal it at the time that I'm supposed to. So I've been working on that project. And then also I've been working on the one that will follow when we finish the one we're going to be starting Wednesday. And so they're both almost complete. So yeah, we have almost the next 5 weeks of Wednesday on the Hooks almost complete, which is wonderful because there are a couple of things that I am working on for you that I'm creating the pattern myself. What? So I'm excited about that, but at the same time, it's a little bit harder than I thought, but not so much either. It's just a trial and error. You know, you have to do it and see what works. So I have these pictures and thoughts in my mind, but I've got to take them from here to here, you know, with the hook. So it's kind of fun. So yeah, I'm really excited about that. And then I am working on another project that I think I might have already mentioned to you before, where I'm also creating my own pattern. And I'm working on a blanket for the same young lady that I told you that I go to the Women of Joy conference in Myrtle Beach with. Her mother is having her 90th birthday next month. So it's very close. And I don't think I'm going to have her blanket done, but I'm going to give it my best. But she loves Elvis. So I'm trying to make an Elvis blanket for her. So, yeah, I can't wait to share that with you. But I'm excited about it. So I've been working on that and trying to create the pattern, and I am almost finished writing the pattern out. And so hopefully somewhere next week to the week after, especially since May is definitely around the corner, I will have it completed enough that I can actually start getting my hook busy, actually putting it together. So exciting, exciting. So those are the things that are on my hook. So be sure and let me know what your busy hooks are doing, what they've completed. And I would love, love, love for you to share pictures with me so I can share it with all of our friends. And if you don't do it through YouTube, you can definitely share them through my Facebook page, my Instagram, my Twitter. All of those channels are listed in the description box. So let me see. Let's share. All right. So what do inquiring hooks want to know this week? So what questions do you have? Well, I want to thank Vicki Smallwood because she did give us something to ponder about. And she was asking about roving yarn. And she was asking if that's the yarn that changes sizes when you use it. And yes, it does. Roving yarn is not twisted or plied like your other yarns are. So as you're working it, sometimes it might be really thick, and then other times it may not be as thick. It may be a little bit thinner. And so as you work it in the yarn itself, it creates a uniqueness to your project because of the fact that it is a roving yarn. And so I think I have only worked with roving yarn a couple of times, but each time that I did, I was very, very pleased with the outcome. And I'm trying to think. I think I've done it 3 times, and I think all 3 times were blankets. One of them, I used a roving yarn in a full-size Afghan, and then the other 2 were blankets that were actually made for someone's dog, but still, they were gorgeous. Gorgeous, gorgeous. Lucky, lucky dogs. So yes, so that was our question of the week. So let me know, what do your inquiring hooks want to know? And we'll talk about it next week. So how is the view from here? First off, again, thank you for all of your support and your encouragement. Your kind words just make my heart smile so much and just really reassure me that the whole purpose and reason that I have created this Joyful Creations channel is to hang out with friends who are supportive, friends who share a passion of crocheting and all things yarn, but more than anything, that I'm able to share what I know and my mistakes, my failures, my successes, and just my joy of friendship and crochet and being able to put them together. And so this channel is about us, and I couldn't do it without you. So I really, really want to thank you for that. So we are continuing to grow. We are up from 500 views from last week to 613. That's an additional 113 views in the last 7 days. So thank you for that. I very humbly appreciate it. And then last week we had 30 subscribers, and we now have 31. So we have one new family member this week. So yay. So welcome, welcome, whoever you are. It's funny because sometimes YouTube will tell me who has joined, and other times it won't. And so out of those 31, I think it's only shared with me who 6 of you are. And so, and the funny thing is 2 of those 6 people came on the last time we met and were subscribers that were new, and it showed me who you are. So we're going to give a shout out to you in just a minute. So yeah, thank you so much. And then watching my videos, we are up. Do you know, in the first, I think it was the first 30 days, I had a total of 30 hours of watch time on my videos that were created to date. And in the last week alone, we had 20 hours of watching. So 30 in a month and 20 in 1 week. So again, I thank you humbly for your encouragement and your support. And again, this is a wonderful opportunity for me to be very blessed by your friendship and your love of crochet. So, last week on From the Cup to the Hook, which we do this every Friday. Our goal is to get there live at 5 o'clock on Fridays, or a better time if there is for everyone. If not, you can catch us on the playback. But last week we talked about, trying to get my little sign. What are your pros and cons of being quarantined? And I did something kind of sneaky, but for fun. And in the video description, as well as on Facebook and Instagram and Twitter, I asked you to let me know what were the 4 things that were wrong with the sign that was in the, thumbprint picture. Some people were like, they didn't see it. They didn't see what the mistakes were. And obviously everybody can see them now because, as you can see, they're highlighted. But I want to give a shout out to the first two people who responded and got them right. And that was Ann Harrington and Joanne Ginther. So I thank you all for participating. But yes, there were 4 mistakes. They were intentionally done. And as you can see, apostrophe S does not need to be in pros and cons because after all, there's nothing possessive about them. And then quarantine is only capitalized if it were to begin at the beginning of a sentence. And it doesn't have an E in it. It has an A. And of course, that's A for sign language. But anyway, so last week we talked about what were the pros and cons of being quarantined. And I had a long list of my pros and my cons. I had 10 of each. And then I had 10 reasons that I was blessed. And so it's not too late to tell me what the pros and cons are for you. So let's talk about our cozy chats for the week in regards to that question and prompted from other videos. So first off, Pamela's Adoring Crochet. She shared that she works from home. She is a crochet designer for doll clothes and that she already stays at home. So staying at home right now is not really a big deal for her. However, she does miss church and she does miss hanging out with her sisters. And she said that grocery shopping is a little bit more stressful. So those are some of the pros and cons for her. And then let's see. And then Tom, I'm not sure what his full name is or if he has a channel, but he basically said that he liked the videos and was very supportive and love guys that crochet. So Tom, thanks for being a part and representing our male crocheters or yarnies, if you will. So everyone, let's give a clap to our male crocheters. Love having everyone. So yay. But definitely love having our guys join us. And then Vicki Smallwood said that she loved the yarn weight video and found it to be very helpful. And that was on Fun Day Monday of last week. And we'll touch on that again in just a minute. And then that Yarnery zebra and stuff watched all of my videos this past week and said that she absolutely loved them and loves my channel. So thank you so much for those kind words of encouragement. All right, so the question for this week that I want you to answer is, what one project have you never created that you want to learn how to do in 2020? So what is something that you've never done but would like to, or you've thought about doing but haven't? Whether you just haven't had the time, haven't found the yarn, kind of want somebody to go through the motions with you, or just not sure how to get started. So what is the one project that you've never, ever, ever created or made that you would like to do before 2020 is over with? I listed 3. These 3 have been on my list for a long time, more than 1 year, and I've never done them. But I'm praying that by the time 2020 is over with, that I will have finally accomplished all 3. And I listed them in order of easiest, meaning as far as length of the project and the level of skill required, so that hopefully I will be successful. So it's like setting goals and starting with a small goal to get to the greater goal. You ready? The first one is socks. And so far, I've not been very successful, but it's mostly due to time. But it's going to happen. And then satisfaction. I don't want to say I'm a perfectionist, but I want it to look right. I want to be able to wear them when I'm done. So I did frog it. And I'm going to start over, and I'm going to focus a little bit better on the tension. So the challenge is on to show you something next Friday. It's going to happen. The second thing is baskets. Oh my gosh, I love baskets and I love bags. And I believe we talked about that in my introduction video, our very first video together. Love, love bags. Did not realize I had an addiction for bags. But I'm still questioning it. Maybe it's doubt. Maybe it's denial. Is it really the bags that I like? Or is it the organization? Because I am obsessed with being organized, like to a fault. So either my organization is a very valuable asset in my life and to those around me, or it is one tremendous flaw. But whatever it is, I can't function if things aren't organized. Like everything has to have its place. And if it doesn't, then it doesn't have a function in my life. So anyway, but baskets are cool. I mean, you can use baskets for anything. You can use them to hold knickknacks. You can use them to hold your yarn and your hooks. You can use them as gifts to people, not only to give, but to put things in. You can use them in the bathroom to hold toilet paper or toiletries, or put a casserole dish in. There's a plant. You can even put a plant in it. There's just so many things you can do with baskets. And so I want to try it because not only do I want to make a basket, but I'm excited about making those baskets where you have to use either 2 or 3 strands of yarn at one time while you're crocheting. What? Some of you are saying, Cynthia, I'm doing great just to crochet with 1 strand of yarn. I know, right? But yeah, let's accept the challenge and try and do it with more than 1 strand of yarn. I'm game. And then this last one, you guys, I'm ashamed to tell you that I have wanted to make a knitted Christmas stocking since I first started playing around with yarn. That was 16 years ago. I have an aunt who has made Christmas stockings for years, and you talk about talent. Aunt Sherry, if you're by any chance listening to this video, shout out to you because your Christmas stockings are absolutely amazing. And I will have them on hand next week to show you some of her work. So be sure to tune in for that. But I want to learn how to do them. And one day I will have a need to make Christmas stockings of my own. And well, I want to know how to do them when that time comes. So this wish is 16 years in the making, and this girl needs to get busy. So she needs to get off the hook and get busy with the hook or needle, because knitting is needles, and make some knitted crochet Christmas knitted Christmas stockings, because I am pretty sure it's going to require some practice. So that's my challenge. So that's my 2020 crochet yarn knitting goal. What is yours? I'm only asking you to name one. So no pressure, just one. So let me know. What do you want to learn how to do or make by the end of 2020? And then we'll see in December if we met our goals. So this question might pop up, you know, several times between now and the end of the year. So I'm excited to see your answers for this. All right, so that wraps up this week and next week for From the Cup to the Hook. And of course, I'm not going to tell you what the question is for next week because you just got to come back and join us to find out. So, Fun Day Monday happens every Monday. And this past week, as Vicki has already shared that she absolutely loved and found it to be very helpful and informative, and I'm so grateful that it was on the standard yarn weight system and what each yarn weight represented as far as the types of yarn and the recommended hook sizes for working with those types of yarn. And then I kind of threw in the type of needles that you would need if you were knitting and working with those different various weights of yarn. So that was what Fun Day Monday was last week, this past Monday. And this coming Monday is also being inspired by Vicki Smallwood, as she had requested last week if we would do a tutorial on front post and back post stitches. And so this coming Fun Day Monday, we'll have a tutorial on how to do those front post and back post stitches, whether you're doing them as a single crochet, a half double crochet, a double crochet, or even a treble crochet. So yeah, that's pretty exciting. So be sure and, you know, mark your calendar so you don't miss out on that. If not, you can always catch it back on the, well, it is all replay, but anyway, you got what I'm saying. So Wednesday on the Hook. This past week, we finished our hoodie. Yay! So I would love to see how your hoodies came out for those of you that participated. And in the future, if you did not make one with us as we were working on it and you do make one, please share your pictures. I would love to see, and I would love to be able to share and do just a shout out for you and just give you that positive feedback and encouragement. And I am so excited about the project that we are going to start this coming Wednesday. It will be a 3-week project, but it's very easy, simple, and fun. And it has a lot to do with the fact that so many of us are spending time at home with each other, trying not to go crazy and have young kids at home. Some of you might have grandkids. And so this is kind of to help kind of break up that monotony of, you know, boredom and, you know, not wanting your kids on video games all the time or, you know, sitting in front of the TV, that it allows for some creativity and fun and interaction with one another and can be done indoors or outdoors, you know, depending on where you're at. But the project is coming from this book. I bought this many years ago. And it's a House of White Birches book. And it has been edited by Judy Crow. And it is called 1, 2, 3 Skein Crochet. And what that means is each project either takes 1, 2, or 3 skeins to complete, depending on what the project is. And so the one that we're going to do, and this is why I was so excited about it, because of what we're going through right now with this whole COVID-19 and the stay-at-home thing. Trying to flip to it real quick. It's a checkerboard. We're going to make a checkerboard. And so, as you can see, they did purples and oranges. I am working on the one for the tutorial, and I am doing the standard red and black. And so the first week we'll make the actual checkerboard. The second week we're going to make all of our little checkers. And then the third week I am going to help you create a little bag that you can put the checkerboard and the checker pieces in with a little cute handle so that it's all together and can just be carried around if you're traveling, or just something to keep it in, to keep it, you know, all the pieces together. So yeah, so that's our new project. The actual pattern that we are going to be working with was designed by, let me flip over here. I got her name. It is Rhonda Dodds. I don't know anything about her. There was no description on her. It just said that she was the designer. So Rhonda Dodds, thank you for this checkerboard. Way back in 2009 is when this book was published. Little did you know that we would be having to stay at home and be quarantined. And so what a fun project for adults and kids alike to be able to utilize and play. Because checkered is a household family game. And so anyway, so we will be starting that on Wednesday. So I just had to take a brief break from this video. So a little on the thankful side that we were not live, because I just got a ring-a-ling-a-ling phone call from my Marine. So maybe wearing my sweatshirt today kind of got the thought processes flowing and put me on his mind. And so yeah, I just got a call from him. He's doing well. He is hoping that in 2 weeks he will finally be picked up by a platoon. He has been at Fort Leonard Wood in Missouri since March the 4th. And unfortunately, he has not been able to start his MOS training as of yet because they have so many Marines over there right now that they're in a holding platoon waiting to be picked up. And then I'm sure COVID-19 has kind of slowed things down just a little bit as well. So he has had a lot of free time on his hands, and he is thankful that it is getting close to the opportunity to be picked up and start that MOS training. He said he finally has been able to start doing PT again, which is wonderful because he's kind of been really bored. So he's been struggling with the whole quarantine thing because they've literally been quarantined to their barracks, with the exception of going out in groups of 30 to the mess hall for meals and occasionally being allowed to go to the gym. So anyway, but it was great talking with him. And so, yeah, probably a little bit bigger smile right here and a brighter glow. So this next section is new to our conversations, but will be an ongoing part of all of our conversations on Fridays to come. And we are going to call it Love Share. Why Love Share, do you ask? Why? Let me tell you. So every week we want to love on somebody and share their business. And so whether it be something that they do for a living that's, related to crocheting and yarn and all that, or if they have a YouTube channel that we can shout out and all of us go over and check out and perhaps subscribe and support them. And so the two that I want to love on and share this week are two of my new subscribers from last week. They are 2 of the 6 that YouTube has actually informed me are subscribers to my channel. So the first one that I want to shout out to is Pamela's Adoring Crochet. And she is, let's see, as we said earlier, a doll clothes designer. So definitely, if making doll clothes is your thing, or you want to learn how to make doll clothes, definitely go check out her YouTube channel. And the second person that I want to do a love share on is that Yarnery Zebra and Stuff. Y'all, I have spent some time this week watching some of her videos, and she is hilarious. She is a breath of fresh air. She is funny, and that is something we all need right now. Laughter does the body good. So please, please go check out these ladies' channels. You will find the link to their channels in the description box below. So Pamela's Adoring Crochet and that Yarnery Zebra and stuff, thank you so much for your support to me. And hopefully our crafty friends will go over and check you out and become a part of your family as well. So yeah, if you have a YouTube channel, let me know. If you have your own craft store, craft business, or whatever, let me know and let's support one another. All right, so the next section is our joy basket moments. And again, this is just a positive reflection that I want to kind of encourage you with each Friday. And certainly I will understand if some folks want to fast forward through this or go ahead and end the video. It is totally your discretion. I in no means want to impose on anyone's beliefs or feel like I am preaching the gospel. I am simply just trying to be an encourager. So with that being said, today's Joy Basket scriptures are coming from Psalms. And the first one says, why are thou cast down, O my soul? And why art thou disquieted in me? Hope in God, for I shall yet praise him for the help of his countenance. Psalms 42:5. Keep me as the apple of the eye. Hide me under the shadow of thy wings. Psalms 17:8. Again, we've talked about how discouraging and somewhat overwhelming it is right now to be socially separated from our loved ones and our friends and the life as we knew it and the normalcy of our life. For some, it's jobs and coworkers. Others, it's just the ability to shop and get out, to have company over, kids in school. Having that normalcy has really disrupted things. And so it is very overwhelming. And how encouraged we are to know that we are still the apple of God's eye and that he does keep us sheltered and covered under his wing. And so the encouraging words I want to give you are a new way of thinking. Thoughts of failure, loss, and hopelessness can invade your mind, chasing, tormenting, and even destroying you. You try to run from these thoughts only to find that they are nipping at your heels. You try to hide only to realize that they are right behind you, stalking you. God offers sanctuary and shelter. With one wave of his mighty hand, he chases away these brutal thoughts, and one by one, he replaces them with thoughts of kindness, goodness, gentleness, and faith. Love transforms your mind, and hope restores, there's an error there, your heart. He promises that even though you may hear the wild beast growling in the distance, they can never harm you as long as you dwell in the shelter of his loving arms. God, we thank you for restoring our hope to my heart and peace to our mind. You are our Savior and our God. Amen. Well, that wraps up our time together today. If you are new to my channel, be sure and hit the subscribe button if you haven't already, and go over and ring the notification bell so you don't miss any of our future videos. And if you like this video, please be sure and give it a thumbs up. And be sure and share us with all of your crafty friends so they can come join us week after week. And I hope you have a great week. Be joyful, stay crafty in your own way, and create your own joyful creations. Have an amazing week. Bye.